Welcome back, everybody, to your regularly scheduled technical issues. My name is Will. I am here to GM a wonderful little show that we like to call Heroes of Absalom, where we, as a group, play
do like to
Pathfinder
call
2nd
it,
Edition.
but we don't actually call just kidding.
Well, I call it that, but you guys have yet to find said heroes. So,
I
They're
call
out
it
there.
that scream that I do, but remember?
That thing that I get involved with sometimes.
yeah. Tonight,
What
we're
were you
going to
saying,
step back into our normal campaign. We've been a little all over the place. Do apologize for that. Life happens. And we don't do this professionally. So, here we are.
Not yet.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
There's the key word, yet. But we're back on track, ready to have some fun, ready to finish, theoretically soon, the first book of Agents of
I'm
Edgewatch.
so excited!
Oh my god. That's so exciting.
So, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the way that Paizo publishes its story content, and I think we've talked about this very briefly in the past, but
Briefly.
we are
yeah.
playing an adventure path, which is basically 6 stories, each a book, that culminate to an overarching, plot line. And we're about to finish the first one. So, very close.
1/6 of a story down.
Very excited.
For what it's worth, the first book of this adventure path is called Devil at the Dreaming Palace. Go
Is
figure.
it now?
Really?
It
bet,
is.
I bet
Is
was
it
the
now?
red cap.
And it's really funny.
He's the devil.
It's really funny because in the book, firstly, it's again titled Devil at the Dreaming Palace. They actually have a little thing at the very beginning, right after you first meet Hendred, because he tells you he's the owner and proprietor of the Dreaming Palace. And so if you as players decide, hey, I know we're playing this Devil at the Dreaming Palace game, and we just met the proprietor of the Dreaming Palace, they're like,
Perhaps we should investigate.
yeah, they say, like, do your best to make everybody unavailable. Like, completely unavailable. They'll get back to it later. Just give them the runaround until they do all the normal stuff. Fortunately, I didn't have to do that because you very quickly forgot about Hendred. So
We did. We did.
Well,
almost
if you
immediately.
had told us the title of the book, maybe we would have remembered it.
Maybe there's
That
a
raises
reason I didn't.
That raises a good question. Like, not even with this. This is a weird example, and they don't
Yeah.
usually give such a huge plot point away with the titles of books. But Will and to Ben, to some extent, I don't know if you've run a Pathfinder AP. Do you guys reveal the titles of books at any point?
No. I usually only ever do the title of the adventure path as a whole.
Yeah.
Because you kind of have to, right?
That's the fun of it. Yeah. I'm running Will, and we used to be running Ben before I kicked him out through a first edition Rise of the Runelords campaign, and I only reveal book titles after we're done with the book, and even then I don't make a habit of it. I just sometimes will say offhand yeah, this book was called this, and it's the same way where often it's makes a lot of sense why it was called that, but this is the first one I've seen that's really egregious.
It's
the first NPC
so obvious.
Makes it very clear that that's the bad guy, and I don't know.
And I don't know, is my Roll20 landing page for it, is that also?
Yes.
Does that say it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Oh, does it really?
Our
Oh no,
page
the
for
old.
Roll20.
I probably
Old one.
knew that and then just didn't read it because
It's
I don't
the
read anything
banner
Will
for our
posts.
game in Roll20.
Yeah.
It's like the cover photo
Yeah.
for our game in Roll20. If you've ever looked at it, and I was that's weird.
Thank
Jack,
you for
to answer your
not pointing that out.
your question. I don't like revealing stuff like that. I've run this whole crew through some Delta Green missions, which is a different RPG, and especially for the first one I ran you guys through, I very specifically did not tell you the name of the operation
Yeah.
because it would have
midnight something.
It's called the big evil thing that you're fighting.
exactly, yeah. And I was like, I don't want that to be too much of a
The
giveaway.
name of the creature that we were fighting the whole time.
Yeah.
That's the operation's name.
Oh.
Not to reveal anything for anybody who might play a Delta Green mission.
Exactly, but I was like,
Yeah,
I'm just not going to tell you what the name is. So
No, it's really interesting that they decided to do this. I really don't know why. Again, like Jack said, it's the most egregious. Like, this is the thing. Like, and you really.
I've never seen that with other APs. I've clicked through some like book titles of APs that are coming out and some other stuff in doing research, and it's usually something ambiguous. Like,
well, and there's 4 chapters of this book, and you see Hendrick at the very beginning, and then you don't see him until the very end. So like, I don't know why.
Oh,
I don't know why.
Where do we see him, Will? Is it in like a seedy back staircase, possibly?
What?
What?
I'm sorry. No. If you make it. If you make it.
If we so choose to see him on CD.
If I don't throw in an encounter with 2 red caps.
I'm excited. I've been thinking about like this event because we went back to that room and dealt with the red cap, and like we've been on this level of this hotel for so long.
For like a month and a half.
I'm so
like a month and a half.
Yeah. Get, like not only a new map content, but like go somewhere we don't expect to go. You know what I mean? If this, this might just go down to the first level, we might just deal with that stuff. But like even that's exciting. You know what I mean?
But it might lead to a cave system. We have no idea.
Yeah. Anytime there's a creepy staircase going somewhere that was hidden is lit.
It's a good time. I am super excited to see what you all do, how you all die. It'll be great. So I guess we should just
think about anything other than killing us.
I refuse. I guess we should just get into it then. Take you all back into some recap. It's been a little while. 2 weeks to be exact. Our heroes continue once more. Still, they continue more to explore the depths of the depravity to be found here in the Dreaming Palace. We saw them conquer yet another harrowing foe. Barely. After ensuring the safety of Kameniles and Lyra in the Osirian room, they set about clearing out all of the unexplored territory on the top level of the Dreaming Palace. They swept through everything, including what appeared to be a financial office of the establishment on the top floor, except for one room in the very far corner that they had passed over. They decide to go just double check, do their due diligence, and line up outside ready to breach the door as they had many times before. This room, however, was unlike any that they had come across yet. They find a horrid smelling room, carpets and walls and bed soaked in humanoid blood, buckets of viscera just sitting out, flies buzzing and tumbling around. And as they enter to search through it, they are attacked by a red cap. Very dangerous fey creature, signified by their red gnomish cap, who picks up a rather comically large scythe and begins to attack them. The group struggles, getting a few good hits in on the wild man, but the red cap manages to knock unconscious all but Kashak, with a mix of deadly scythe critical hits that literally swept through half of the party in one round, and vicious stomps that caused its victims to bleed ever closer to death. Fortunately, Kashak is able to fell the lunatic and stabilize his own dying crew, and they decide to finally call it a night, having successfully cleared all of the rooms on the top floor. So why don't you guys do a quick walkthrough? My players, did a very good job of making sure they healed themselves up. So who wants to give just a very brief recap on what we're doing there?
Yeah, we wanted to do this off session so as to not, take up too much airtime. But we, went through our kind of battle medicine, treat wounds, Dr. Forsyth cycles that, 10 minutes on, 10 minutes off, etc. Got everyone back to full health. Took us about an hour and a half to both get everyone to full health and then identify some of the magic items that we had found in the previous rooms.
Faster to get all his focus points back.
Yep, all that kind of good stuff that takes 10-minute increments in second edition. And then we kind of made the executive decision to rest, to 8-hour long rest, because we realized
we realized it's like 2 a.m.
we had not slept since the night before, and it is the middle of the night, so we were really coming up on real, authentic exhaustion and fatigue. So we decided to rest the rest of this night out.
Yeah. So you all are taking watch shifts. Whoever is first, you can go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Yeah, so I had said Dr. Forsyth would be the first watch, which sort of coincides with him doing a lot of these healing checks and
let me ask real quick:
identify.
Are you all doing anything about the door? You're all staying inside the room. Is there anything you're doing to secure your surroundings? Anything like that?
I think we would have moved
healing?
like at least the chairs that are at the
Barricade.
bottom here in front of the door. I think we would have like a very rudimentary barricade.
Sure.
I don't think it'd be anything fancy, but
yeah, no need to roll
correct me if I'm wrong.
Care of that, yeah.
Yeah, if you're just
Twinkle Toes
pushing
plugged
stuff.
up the eye holes from the bathroom.
Good call.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah. Honestly,
That's not too hard to do. You just all you need is like a sheet of paper or something to stuff in there or cover it with. None of that requires rolls. It's just kind of you're moving stuff around.
And correct me if I'm wrong. The 2 items that I identified were the oil of mending and oil of potency.
That sounds correct. Let me just
correct.
The oil of potency.
That's what I have written down. Yeah.
Yeah, Twinkle Toes has the oil of potency, and Bastro has the oil of mending. That's what's on
oil
the
of mending, oil of potency. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You also have a bag of
then,
humanoid pinky fingers if you want to distribute.
Yeah.
I think we took that.
Yeah, I think we left that.
Okay. Hey, you never know.
Kashak did take the stuffed wyvern toy though.
You did.
You found that interesting.
Yeah. It's like a little greenish blue, like turquoise. I don't know colors. Like wyvern, stuffed wyvern figure, about yay large. It's ratty though. It's got blood on it first of all, and it's some of the seams are ripped. It's missing a wing, but outside of that, yeah, you've got a raggedy wyvern doll. Forsyth, go ahead and roll me that perception.
Yeah, so I think also while he's on his 2-hour watch, he's checking on Kameniles and Lerma? What's
Lyra?
Lyra, the pawn.
Swampwalker.
The pawn. Okay, Lyra and Kameniles. And that is a natty 15 for a 26.
That's on the perception, correct?
Perception is 26.
Cool. Yeah, so you're going about your business, bandaging, treating, cleaning wounds. Doesn't appear to be too much activity. Not that you're too surprised about that. It seems like you all thoroughly cleared everything on this floor and what you could find if there is anything else of the floor above you with the attic whisperer. Virtually no noise whatsoever happening outside. So you go about your rest, you recuperate, you do what you need to do, identify the alchemical items, and it is time to pass on to Kashak.
Yeah, Kashak was going to take second watch, so Dr. Forsyth kind of shakes him awake. I'll give you the perception check for the watch. That is a 23.
23. Yeah, so the stone that Dr. Forsyth throws into the little pool bonks you on the noggin to wake you up. As he skips a rock across your head. Yeah, you. Is there anything specifically that you're doing during your time?
Yeah, he'll take a look at Lyra and Kameniles as well, not medically, but more. I think I want to roll like perception on them just to see like what's their mental state, how do they look,
Sure.
what can I expect from them? Like, are they gonna kill my friends in their sleep? Like, what's the deal here? So like kind of sense motive, kind of perception.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want that to be secret, that's fine. But I can
no, go ahead and roll it.
Okay. That is a 16.
Yeah, I mean they're both fast asleep. Despite, Dr. Forsyth having treated them, they are still battered, a little bit crusted. They have like scabs and scars. They both look gaunt and ragged. It seems like this is the first chance they've had to actually lie down and rest in possibly weeks. From the situation that you saw in the other room, it was one of those deals where they were manacled just high enough so that they couldn't stand or sit properly. Um, to the stone wall, and there was like a very crude like shower nozzle, but you don't even know if that was meant to be like water or who knows what else, given everything else you've seen in here.
At
Um,
what velocity it's going to come out.
yeah, that was like placed above them.
Awful.
Um, yeah, it looks like they are both just knocked out.
So he feels pretty comfortable then that they're not going to betray him or do anything squirrely. And he'll spend his entire watch up 10 feet on this wall with bow in hand, and he's got like the bow in his left hand, and he's got the like an arrow and the stuffed wyvern in his right hand. And he is just like sentry turret status, silent.
Yeah. Sounds good. As far as your perception check for the outside world, we'd be getting up on what was that? 4 a.m., 6 a.m. So the light is just starting to filter in through the frosted windows towards the end of your shift, and you begin to hear once more the kind of hustle and bustle of the Absalonian streets. Outside, you are facing currently one of the main inroads towards the festival from like the East Gate district, from the various other like from the docks. So people are beginning to start their days and make their way in towards the Radiant Festival fairgrounds. But outside of that, you don't hear again nothing from the actual inn itself. Deserted.
And he will climb down at that point, after a couple hours, and softly shake Bastro awake.
Well, Bastro will get up, thank Ashok, and then he's going to. We put the chairs up against the door, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bastro's going to sit. He's going to take out his brass ear from his backpack, and then he's going to sit in one of the chairs and just lean up against the door and lean the brass ear and listen. And that's how he's going to go through his shift.
Good.
For
Just
2
listening.
hours, just sitting there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every
yeah.
now and again he's gonna like lower it and stuff, but like mostly just listening.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll that for me.
That's gonna be a
Ears that he's listening. Like,
Yeah, switch. You gotta switch
like
ears.
it.
that's a 24.
24.
Yeah.
Y'all are rolling rocks with these percentages.
And by the way, brass ear, it lowers the DC of if like a door raises the DC of a perception check, it lowers it by half. So just
Cool.
FYI.
Cool. From somewhere beyond the other side of this door, you hear a faint tapping. It's not on the door itself, but you hear like a almost metallic thunk, rhythmic thunking on the other side.
How
Maybe
far into the
4 or 5 hits, and then the sound disappears.
Literally, no one is excited about rhythmic thunking. That is the least good thing I could hear.
How long does it last? Like
Very brief. Very brief. It's like dum, 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 and then silence.
how far into my shift do I hear this?
It's probably about an hour 15, hour 20 into your shift.
If
So
I woke up
7:30 ish.
If I woke up Twinkle Toes at that point, would she not gain the benefit of a long rest? Cause
Correct. Well, no, she'd be on last watch. She'd be really close. Technically, no, she'd need like 30 more minutes.
There's like
But-
minutes you could do this. Yeah, it's not.
For all intents and purposes, yes.
all right.
He did that on
That-
purpose.
That's all I heard was just a few taps.
Yep. That's it.
Okay, Bastro is going to make an executive decision and not say anything or not wake anyone up, and he's going to continue the last 30 minutes, like extremely vigilant of what's going on outside that
Sure.
that room.
You
Brass
hear
ear, the
nothing
whole
else.
time Brass ear is up, no more putting it down
Nothing,
or not.
nothing else for the rest of your shift.
Okay, yeah, and then when he wakes Twinkle Toes up, he's gonna wake her up and be like, "Hey, so I heard this weird tapping. There was only 5 taps in it. Then
I
it
believe
just,
my
like,
words were rhythmic thumping. by the way.
thumping. Excuse me.
Just for what it's worth.
Like,
All right, so I heard rhythmic thumping.
like
only
a
for
drum set, or
no, it was just a weird.
This like
It's a
really
weird
drum solo when I was on
thump.
shift. I don't know.
Oh,
what
no.
that's about.
So we have a tom
It
drum
only
out there,
lasted
like-
very briefly,
how, when, like how long ago? Sorry.
like 30 minutes ago, but then it disappeared. So it could have been like the wind or something. I don't know.
It's probably some machinery somewhere releasing like a
Machinery.
gas, like you know those canisters we saw. Like it was probably.
It could have been that. I just
but-
hope just be extra careful in your watch. But I'm gonna grab my last 2 hours of sleep.
You do that. Good night, bud.
Night.
She looks outside and she's like, "Oh, this is the latest I've ever gotten up." Okay, she starts doing her yoga.
Yeah, it's like 8 o'clock now.
Yeah. No, it's 10 o'clock.
10
now.
o'clock. Yeah, 10 o'clock now. Cool. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Alrighty.
And is there anything else specific you'd like to be doing during your watch time?
Quietly doing my morning stretches.
Fair enough. Natural one.
Natural one.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean you get very in. It's
No
this-
rhythmic thumping for Twinkle Toes.
No. It's a mixture of like ridiculous soreness and muscle tension from the prior day's excursions, and then there's also like invigoration of your body from leveling up, where you can feel, despite the soreness, you feel physically stronger, and like more limber. So you got a little bit of that like deep muscle soreness, but you feel more powerful at the same time. So you're like, as you're stretching, you're just getting really into like testing out. You might do a few flips, so maybe like high jumps, to just really,
Holy what?
really like get the feel of your get some harder calisthenics going, get that heart rate up. But it causes you to like completely block out the world around you, despite the fact that that's your primary job at this moment. So you're not sure if you missed anything, but you certainly don't hear anything. But eventually gets around to about noon, and it is the middle of the day. What would you all like to do as you all begin to awaken from your full rests?
Really quick, Will.
Yes.
Does the fatigued condition from the attic whisperer go away at this point?
It does not.
It does not. Wow.
Oh.
Okay. That's really bad.
It
You
is
didn't think it would be that easy, did you?
pretty unfortunate, isn't it?
Yeah, so the doctor's very sluggish when he wakes up.
You're
Yeah.
more
Can
than
we
welcome
roll
at this
A
point.
recall knowledge.
Yeah, at this point,
Um,
since it's a new day, you can certainly go ahead and do that.
What kind of recall knowledge?
It's
are
gonna be
we-
a religion.
Yeah,
I'll
the
roll
doctor
that
give
too.
that a
Screw
go.
it.
Oh, natural
Oh.
4. 13.
Yeah,
3.
this
Oh,
guy
wow.
was doing me great things last game, but that was a natural 3, so we're just.
Oh my
going that
God.
way.
None of you know anything more
A
than you
3,
did
a
the day
3, and a 4.
before.
Yikes.
You are unable to recall
Oh
any
my
new
goodness.
information regarding the attic whisperer.
Yikes.
Fear
Um,
not, though. I rolled a 10 for a 12, so I still didn't even get the lowest result or the highest result.
For what it's worth, you do know that the affliction lasts longer than 12 hours now.
Good to know.
So that is
we've
new
solved-
information.
We cracked it, boys.
Let's go home.
Time to go home.
So you got that going for you.
Kashak is going to very quietly take down the chairs and barricade, and
Mhm.
then I think I'd like to roll a perception on the other side.
Yeah.
To make sure there's nothing. On
Are
the
you
other side of the
listening?
room. Listening. Yeah.
I think before you would even, Kashak would do that, Vassar would share what he told Twinkle Toes with you and Dr. Forsyth.
Rhythmic thunking.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything after that. but-
Extreme brief. Twinkle Toes. Vassar wakes up and Twinkle Toes is just asleep on the door.
No, Twinkle Toes is very, very like
Up and at 'em.
With
like
that natural.
she's just punching the air. Like she's into it. She is into her morning exercises.
Not into listening to the door for.
She didn't hear anything. That's all she says. Is that she
When-
didn't hear anything else.
When Vassar says there's a thunking, I think Kashak will look around the door frame for traps or changes or alterations to the space, like in between the door and the door.
Oh yeah, were they trying to like do something so that
What's
when
your
we
perception
left,
modifier?
something would happen? Oh,
As far as you're aware, there have been no changes made to the door.
And the door opens inward, right?
Yeah, you would pull it in towards you. Yeah.
All right, everyone, stand very clear of where I'm about to open this door. Get behind the walls. Get near the pool. Faster, you as well. All right. And he's going to, still as quietly as possible, open the door and try his best to like dive to the
Stealth
side.
check?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a
Stealth
stealth check for me.
Yeah.
Stealth check and then a reflex save.
So 28 stealth.
He said he was diving. It's not.
I am choosing to like dive.
I'm giving him a preemptive reflex save.
Yeah.
Should you want to?
Against
do that.
maybe not trap.
Yeah.
So that was a 28 stealth on the door.
Okay.
And then it is a 30 reflex save.
Yeah, so the rest of you that are like around the corner, you don't even realize that Kashak has opened the door. You just hear the loud wham of Kashak like slamming into the wall next to the bed as he dives out of the way. You wait, silence.
On top of Lyra, roll 2d6 damage.
You kill her. I'm so sorry.
265 pounds of me.
The pure crocodilian musculature just collapses the poor Lyra's corpse. No, she's fine. Yeah, so you like dive to the side, like, you know, kind of tucking in behind the bed there in the corner. And we're just going to go ahead and go to the map for the rest of the stream.
Uh-oh.
I just got it for exploration mode.
Straight to the map.
Straight to the map.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm on the wrong thing. They really sing...
All GM things on the screen here.
Yeah.
But
We're gonna whoop. Skiddly doop.
we're gonna shoop to whoop that one.
Yeah, so you'll wait like 5, 6, 10 seconds. And Jack, don't look at the stream. Or any of my players don't look at the stream.
Okay.
And
A fireball doesn't.
Nothing happens.
Okay.
Nothing seems to happen.
Yeah, Kashak will then kind of come around the side of the door, like around the bed.
There we go.
Peer into the hallway and like try to signal to his comrades around the wall that like we're clear. Let's go. As long as he doesn't see anything like in the doorway, he's gonna try.
You go around and look out in the hallway.
Like into the open doorway now. He's like where he is, about 5 feet away from the door.
So against the wall, right on this corner here.
Oh,
You see what looks to be a severed hand facing downwards that has been pinned into the wall, and between two of its rigor mortis fingers, its pointer finger and its thumb, you see a page of vellum with some writing on it just sitting there.
What is vellum?
Vellum? I'm so glad you asked. Vellum, also known as parchment, for what it's worth, is a essentially paper that has been made from the hide or skin of an animal.
An animal, in quotation marks.
Don't say that.
Kashak will see this and will then kind of like signal his compatriots. Any tripwires in the door. Still not convinced there's not a trap here. +10.
18 for a 28. You're convinced there's not a trap here.
He knows this door better than he knows his own self. He will step into the hallway and try to take the note from the hand.
Yeah, I mean, you're able to pull it out easily enough. You look, the hand is like severed just above the wrist, maybe like 3-4 inches above the wrist, and like right through the middle of the wrist. There's this large iron nail. You would assume that's probably what Basker heard.
Yeah, cool. He'll hand it straight away to Dr. Forsyth to read it.
Let's go ahead.
Yeah, the doctor takes a close look at it and would like to read said note. Oh, we've got a...
Yes, this is what I was hoping for. Oh.
My humble guests, please allow me to extend my most sincere congratulations for surviving this long. You've certainly proven to be my most quarrelsome quarry. Had I known you would turn out to be this much of a nuisance, I would have invited you along with that braggart knight and his mistress when we first met. do save me the trouble of resetting every trap and creature in the place by coming to see me directly. That is why you are here, is it not? No need to trifle yourselves with the simpler mechanisms below. If you do really wish to find me, descend the hidden staircase in my office. I look forward to seeing you soon, so I may prod you for how you've managed to make it this long.
Amazing. Amazing.
He's inviting us right to him. Oh my god.
So good. Could I roll could I roll a nature check to see what kind of material this vellum is made from?
Human skin. Human skin. It's
Sure.
There's
just
no way it's
human
not human skin. There's
Go
no
ahead.
way it's not human skin.
Or a humanoid skin.
Another natural 18 for a 26.
Yeah. You take a look at the vellum. You take a look at the hand. On the hand, you notice a large signet ring that pictures Rusty the Rust Monster. You look back at the vellum, and it is very clear that while it has been, like, tanned, it's the same
tattoo.
complexion. It's the same skin as that's on the hand.
Oh my god. Was this so this wasn't Knight, this was his like assistant, the
It's hard to say.
Was this Remy? Oh my god.
Oh, Remy.
No. It's definitely not Remy.
Okay.
Remy made it out of the city with the rest. No, the signet ring, the ring itself, has the image of Rusty the Rust Monster engraved in it.
This could be Knight.
Yikes.
He said
Wow.
invited you along with Knight and his mistress, so that's what happened to Knight and his mistress.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah.
They didn't go like on a journey like we
Yeah,
thought they were.
if you recall, while you all were having your bout with those rowdy adventurers, it seemed like Pratchett was talking up Knights and Minerva.
Mm-hmm.
And they seemed to be very happy when they all left together.
Yeah, the story was that like they went like gallivanting into the forest to like go on some kind of adventure by themselves, but that is clearly not what happened.
Jinx, you both owe me sodas and can't talk until I say your names.
Kashak draws his bow at this point and has an arrow knocked until told that he doesn't have to do that. So he'll be walking around ready to shoot an arrow at every moment. But I think he'll just kind of walk. Go ahead.
I think the doctor like crumples the note a little bit in his hand and says, I don't trust this guy as far as I can throw this note. There's no way we're just gonna walk without anything happening to us into whatever lies beneath those stairs.
Agree. It's time for the utmost vigilance in our exploration.
So do we ignore what he said and just go trigger the rest of the rooms?
I don't know if
we gotta deal with him directly.
I feel like
think
this is a trap.
I think we just. There's just no way he's going to let us walk in. I feel like unscathed. I expect a trap at every turn, is what I'm saying.
I expect more traps in the rooms below, though. We feel rested, we feel prepared and strong. I feel like this is our best chance to at least be powerful enough to take him down. He's expecting us, but has he not been expecting us this entire time? And Kashak will perception this room again for traps.
Sure. As far as you're aware, it is untrapped.
And then this door again, which I believe we closed behind us.
As far as you're aware, it is untrapped.
So we're heading like kind of into the office on the left, and then he will turn the knob, or however we opened this door the last time, I don't actually remember, to open up this secret room behind there.
It's like a secret door that you're able to unlock and push open, like inwards. Yeah, you're able to do so again. It wasn't locked this time, but you were able to push it open.
And I don't think he actually went into the room. Perception on the bed, just to see if there's anything changed about it.
You can go ahead and roll that.
Yeah. That is a 19 perception on the bed.
Doesn't look like anything is different about it. It really looks, honestly, it looks fairly unused.
It still looks unused. Okay.
Yeah, it's perfectly
didn't,
made,
like-
perfectly
We didn't like
kept.
sleep here last night. Okay.
No, it looks entirely, and you feel like the covers, everything is cold.
Right.
You know, it's
Right.
virtually unused.
All right. I believe it's time for us to head down these stairs.
Stuart's gonna take out a wand and
Yeah.
just nod his head. What's the
And
order
the
we're
doctor-
going?
Shark, do you want me to go first? And I can disable anything with my little thievery skills.
Yes, if you feel more comfortable going ahead of me, I'm happy to do that.
I think either of us could take point and it work out great.
Lead the way.
Alright.
The doctor draws his short sword.
And down the secret stairs we go.
Okay. The stairs themselves are wooden. They're fairly, unassuming.
Freaky as hell though, probably.
Neither Twinkletoes nor Kashak really have any sense that there are any traps along the staircase. You go down one flight, it switchbacks. You go down another flight to where you would assume the first floor is, but there's no door here. You're able to continue if you choose to do so.
There are more stairs.
There are more
It
stairs.
keeps going down.
Keeps
Yeah.
going down.
Oh dear God.
We should check every door behind us now. Like we should close
Were
off
there
our exit.
any doors?
There were no doors.
Oh,
Outside of
I heard doors. I don't know.
no, there are no doors on the level where you would
oh.
assume the first floor to be.
Right, it goes all the way down underground. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Just keep going.
Very good. You continue down the switchback. Now the third flight of stairs down, and Twinkletoes, you're in front, correct?
Yes.
It's not like there's like a solid wall that goes down the center of the staircase. So like every time you switch back, it's not like you can see back up the rest of the stairs. So as you get down to that third landing below, and you turn, you see on the wall, directly in front of you, with the remaining staircase down to your right, a small, about 3x5, or I should say, like 2 foot by 1 foot mirror, just sitting on the wall. And as you round the corner, it goes from what looks to be dark to, you realize as you're turning, maybe not a mirror, maybe a window or something. It's hard to say. And as you fully round the corner to be staring directly into this object, you see a man standing over a table. Well, less of a table and more of a slab. And you realize that he's got like a thick leather smock or apron on, and he pulls something from it, and you watch as he kind of begins to prod. You notice at what looks to be a corpse on the body, on the slab. And as the rest of you kind of trundle down, and you round the corner, it almost looks as if he heard something. He kind of tilts his head. You see him pull off the thick gloves as he's turning around to face you, and you see the face of Hendred Pratchett as he pulls off the leather apron and sets it aside on a little coat rack. Pulls his black suit jacket off of it and puts it on. Grabs a bowler's hat, sets it on top. Says, "Welcome, welcome. Seems you finally decided to accept my invitation. Didn't expect you all to sleep in that late, but here we are. Thank you."
We had a late night.
I could tell. You all had been quite the busy bunch. Quite the busy bunch indeed. How is Ralso doing, by the way?
Who?
Ralso?
Oh, we left her tied up. I forgot.
Who? I don't know who you're talking about.
If you want to play the idiot, that's more than all right, but I will not suffer it any longer. You know, my assistant, the one you met at the front door. The one you left
yeah.
bound and unconscious in her room. I think you'll find that she's no longer there. That's presumably not your
Yeah.
concern anymore.
But then why are you asking us how she's doing?
Oh, I'm not. I'm just making sure you've dotted all your T or dotted all of your I's, crossed all of your T's.
We dot our T's. I don't understand.
Definitely dotted our T's, yeah.
I must say, I mentioned a bit in my note, but I am rather impressed. You all are the only ones to have survived a full night here. How did you manage it? What did you do? Why are you special?
Well, we slept for 8 hours, so that helped.
We did this thing called being better than you.
Well, considering I remain standing here, that remains to be seen. But you're
Will,
more than welcome.
while this conversation's going on, can I just do like a visual, like, can I do like a medicine check to see what he's trying to do to this body? I mean, is he literally just poking it, or is he like, can I, like, just looking at what's happening, can I do any sort of medicine check to try and understand what's going on?
Go ahead and do a perception check first.
Just perception?
Yeah.
Okay.
May I also vie for hunting prey while this is going on to save myself the action down the road? I can do it while tracking during exploration.
All you have to do is be able to see him.
I have to be able to see or hear him, or I must be tracking the prey during exploration.
Yeah,
I didn't
sure, I'll give it to you.
But yeah, okay.
You can stick your head around the corner. What was your total there?
For perception, it's a 25.
25. Okay, now go ahead and roll the medicine.
Okay. Medicine. Oh, it's a 15.
Yeah, so it's hard to make out details because it seems like whatever this mirror window is, Hendred himself is clear, but the background is both dark and kind of fuzzy. Like everything around Hendred is slightly
So
obscured.
we're looking through this thing at him.
Seems like it.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I didn't quite understand that. So we can't like physically approach him. There's
No,
some
it
sort
is
of barrier.
a 2x1 mirror on the wall, or what looks like a mirror on the wall, through which you are seeing this like image of Hendred.
No, a 2x1 mirror, often referred to as a window.
Well, it's not a window.
Could Bastro like recall knowledge on what that thing, like what kind of magical item
Yeah,
that
so
could be?
it's
How
some
are
sort of
we
magic.
hearing? How is he speaking to us?
Yeah, that's what I'm confused by. So,
Do you have 10 minutes to identify?
so there's some sort of
I mean,
magic.
I do, but I figure he'll be done talking by then.
Yeah, I figure there's some sort of magic.
Let's finish the conversation. We can go into logistics later.
Sorry. Yeah, I didn't mean to derail this.
You're unable to get any kind of real medical knowledge based on the very brief moment. You weren't the first person, so he was kind of done doing whatever he was doing by the time you actually got up to it.
That's fair.
Where were we? I seem to have gotten sidetracked in my train of thought. Oh dear.
You see, what's confusing me is why you would invite us down here and then not actually be here to speak to us face to face. It seems sort of cowardly.
Oh no, you just have to continue down the stairs. The reason I invited you was to kill you. Just to be frank.
Oh, thank you.
But I assume you're here to do the same thing, so it's a bit of quid pro quo, as one might say.
Why are you doing this?
What is the pro? What is the quo? Tell me more. What do you want?
I'm sorry, if you don't understand basic idioms, then I cannot help you. As far as why am I doing this? Because it's fun and I can. And
Nice.
I've been able to do it very well so far. Save for you all.
I feel it is my duty to inform you. We have never met. When you last saw my compatriots, they were traveling with two small green creatures. Well, I am one large green creature, and I assure you, I am more than twice as powerful as those two you met before, and my compatriots are significantly stronger than you have any idea about. I would urge you to take us seriously, and I would urge you to surrender yourself before we have to take matters into our own hands.
But I do so love a 2-for-1 special. No, I think I'll take you up on your offer to try. Anyways, I have a bit of final preparations for you all that I must attend to. So if you don't mind, I'll be going now. You can just continue down the stairs. You'll get to me eventually. Well, if you make it that far. and he just kind of like puts a finger up against the glass, and it
The
shatters.
Zoom call.
Intercom so cool. That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
The glass
That's
like
pretty
shatters, and you just see a frame for a mirror.
That's really cool.
And yeah,
Shock will like tear the frame down and all the glass and just like rip it off
Yeah.
and throw it down the stairs.
I think
Up the stairs. We're going down that way.
Yeah.
He
That's
lets
what
Cal-
could be like,
Shock
easy,
is walking
friend,
barefoot
easy.
along glass.
yeah, he just like rips the frame off, and wherever the glass goes is where it goes. But
Sure.
yeah,
I think the doctor sort of takes a moment and looks over to Twinkle Toes and just he has this very like confused look on his face and just says, "Twinkle Toes, in all of my time here, I don't know if I've met someone who truly just wants to wreak havoc for the sake of wreaking havoc. I don't understand this man. I can't. It doesn't make sense what is happening here."
I don't think he's wreaking havoc just for the sake of wreaking havoc. I think he is wreaking havoc because it's fun and he's seeing what limitations he can go to. It's insane for sure, but
There's no rational basis for that. Yeah, it's just. Yeah. The doctor's just like shaking his head, like he can't understand it.
Man, I wish there was a psychotherapy skill in this game, huh? Go ahead and roll medicine, Dr. Forsyth, if you would like to try to, or a sense motive, if anyone would like to try to
well, can I do that?
dig into whatever is going on here.
I'll do medicine, sure.
I would love to do a sense motive.
Sure.
Do I roll it or do you?
Do you all, anyone who had the conversation with him?
I think sense motive is a secret check though, because
Oh,
we don't
yeah.
want to know. We don't want to know what
It's a
we-
plus 10, Twinkle Toes? Plus 8
Yeah.
for your perception?
Yeah.
Oh, that was higher than that. Okay, and Dr. Forsyth?
21 medicine.
Twinkle Toes, you're not getting much more than like what you've already said, or what he might have said at face value. Dr. Forsyth, it was very clear to you that there's some kind of sociopathy going on here. He was genuinely seemed to be enjoying the art of what he was doing. And the fact that you all have ruined his art has made him very upset.
Cannibal Lecter vibes.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
For one of the
actually,
mill psychopath. Yeah.
Should we be concerned that we're essentially walking into a giant trap?
Oh,
yes.
we absolutely are.
Of course we should. I don't see that we have much of another choice. We
I
don't know
don't
where
see
it
it.
is.
I mean, we could
I'll
always
go
just
first and
leave.
Try to disable what? No.
You could always
No,
just leave.
it's-
That's always an option in these games.
We can go.
Just walk
we
away.
can go find
Start a tavern somewhere else.
Desmond and Elizabeth. Right, Elizabeth? No, Isabella. Isabella.
There you go.
There we go.
I can talk about my girlfriend that way with the wrong name. You get me very.
Excuse me, Twinkle Toes. I apologize. But yeah, we could find those two, and they could come help us. Maybe. I mean, he's essentially like, why should we listen to this guy who's inviting us to him? Like, he's just taunting us at this point. Like, I'm just playing. I feel like I'm playing devil's advocate, but
His
you know
own
what I'm
his
saying.
own arrogance may be his downfall, though. I fear if we leave, he may run off and set up shop somewhere else.
and cause more havoc. So okay, that I can understand. We're like, we might be the only people that can stop him right now before he leaves. Is what you're saying?
You would assume, like,
Or-
with how much you've already done here, like, he either has to get rid of you or leave. Like, there's no in between for him at this point.
Okay. Well,
We just proceed
Well,
with the
let's go.
utmost caution.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, so you continue down. Oh boy, oh boy.
Routinely checking for traps.
Yeah, like
Oh,
anytime there's
it's not
secret
much farther
door.
before we'll get you back on another map, because you
Yeah.
have that one staircase down before you get to the next.
even on this
section.
staircase, like tripwires and false
Yep.
platforms and
Yep.
stuff like that. Like whenever you like, pretty much every 5 feet.
Use
you know, like,
cobblestones that
yeah,
might
all of
cause
those
a
stuff,
twisted angle.
Both Kashak and Twinkletoes are fairly certain that there are no traps here.
eyes glued to the ground.
Twinkletoes is like falling down on all fours, and Kashak is like, "You want me to do that?"
He's like picking you up every once in a while, just like catching your shoulders
Okay.
as you look.
So, Twinkletoes was in front, correct?
Correct.
That sounds right. Yes.
Now, I'm going to put you on the map here. Do you see that?
Yes.
On the upper left, yeah.
Okay. Do you want to continue going in? You
I wanna check
you
for
really only
traps on
see
the
this
door.
cabinet right in front of you, as there is that still wall. There's still that wall there.
Do I see?
Is
any
this
traps?
is this map on the stream?
It is. There's a delay. It'll take a second. Twinkletoes, what would you like to do?
Do I see any traps?
No.
Then I will continue in.
Okay, next up is Kashak, correct?
Yeah, he'll take confidence with Twinkletoes is doing her best to find any potential dangers, and he'll go and right behind her.
And Twinkletoes, as you like fully get down here, now that you're able to get past this wall and see in, let me read just a little bit of flavor for you.
Give me that text, baby.
Tell me how I die.
There are long racks of freestanding wooden shelving, all covered with glass bottles and jars of varying sizes, which line the eastern and western walls of this rectangular stone room. Inside the jars float embalmed monstrosities, ranging from preserved humanoid parts, animal parts, and other bizarre curios. Other than the wooden staircase, which you're currently at, the only exit is a wooden door to the south. What would you all like to do?
This is disgusting. But, at least we now know he's a hoarder as well.
There's such a prominent theme of like collectors in this campaign between like
Yeah.
Knight's Menagerie
Yeah.
and the bar that we went to. Like kind of not that wasn't really as much, but having all these people around in all these rooms, and then now Hendred is like collecting body parts and collecting people. Just a cool central theme there. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Just fun.
I'm gonna keep
Bring
checking
people
for
on
traps.
as they. Who was third?
I
believe
think-
that was.
Yeah, I think the doctor would want to take up the rear.
As people move in, there will be space for more. So, just
Yep.
remember, only go where you actually want to be, so on and so forth.
Yeah. Room's only about 25 feet wide. We're about halfway through. Twinkletoes, do you want to maybe investigate the door? I can't imagine he'd be leaving traps in his own cellars and his own, collections of things. If the door's gonna blow, it would destroy his collection. So we might be safe for the time being. And if he's inviting us down, it might be for his own entertainment, for his own enjoyment. So what good are we if we're damaged goods?
Everything made sense to me up until that last half a sentence, but yeah, I'm gonna keep checking for traps and make sure that
Sure,
we're
sure.
good to go. Yeah.
Looking for traps?
Yep.
As far as you're aware, there are no traps in this room.
I'm gonna step up again. I'm gonna step up again. And I'm
like
gonna
crawling towards this door, like res.
just tiptoeing, like the most twinkle of toes. Like
Can we roll stealth? Well, can we roll stealth to get into this doorway? And
I want to stop you here.
okay.
Because as you all kind of get into this line, all of a sudden, some of the jars along the walls begin to
Cool.
tip themselves over, shattering on the ground, and out comes crawling the contents as they begin
No!
to crawl
That's
towards
so
you.
gross, but so
As all this is happening, Baster whispers, "Man, I should have used the tech magic."
Ooze.
So,
stuffy. What?
Disgusting.
You see these tiny creatures with these like lamprey-like mouths, these odd malformed bits and pieces of body that begin to crawl towards you. I need everyone to go ahead and roll me initiative. Right after our break, we're gonna take 15 minutes here, real quick.
Okay.
Nice.
Because this combat will most certainly go well past our break time, as they usually do. So we're just going to take a quick 15. We'll be back at, math is hard, 8:20 Eastern Standard. Don't go anywhere. We're going to see what happens next.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.